Yo, what's going on YouTube land? Hope you guys are having a great start to your day. I'm back in the game with another video and welcome back to my channel, NC Tough TV, baby. Yup, so today we're going to be talking about Wendy Williams, and apparently she tried it on yesterday. So family, she had Van Jones on yesterday as a guest on her show, right? And if you guys are not familiar with who Van Jones is, he's actually a commentator for CNN. I must say that I rock with this brother. His political views are on point. This brother is woke, and so forth and so on. But yo, Wendy Williams had the nerve to ask this man about his divorce. So yo, it's like Wendy is the last person that needs to be putting somebody on the spot about their divorce. With all the mess that she's going through right now, if anything, she should have asked him questions if she wanted to backstage about some type of advice that he could give her about divorce. You know, Van Jones was probably thinking to himself that Wendy doesn't have the nerve to ask me about my divorce. Well, Wendy had different plans because she sure enough did. But anyway, guys, let's run to these receipts and read what page 6 had to say in regards to this matter. It says Van Jones has made it crystal clear to Wendy Williams, do not bring up his divorce. During an appearance on the Wendy Williams show on Tuesday, Jones hit back at Williams after she brought up his ongoing divorce from his wife, Jana Carter, on air. They are getting a divorce. The divorce is not finalized. You still wear your ring, Williams said to the CNN political commentator, whose wife filed for divorce in September. The former couple also shares 2 sons. You got something on your hand too, so I ain't talking about that, Jones, who is 50, quipped. I'm just saying. It appears that Jones was referring to the large floral number Williams had on, which she wears on her show often, according to page 6. The 54-year-old talk show host wasn't wearing her wedding ring. Excuse me, Williams said. This side of the couch is for asking of the questions, who appeared shocked by her guest's response. Wendy, look at here. Come sit down. Come here. Come sit down. Check this out, right? I understand that Wendy Williams feels that she still has a job to do. All right? And now that her marriage and all the information, well, most of the information about her divorce is now out to the public, I think that she feels that she can go back to her normal self by questioning people about their divorce and touching on a subject that she's going through. Wendy, you're still in timeout because you weren't transparent from the beginning about what was going on within your marriage. And honestly, you should be sympathetic or empathetic to the fact that this man is faced with his own divorce. This is something that is tearing families apart. This is a major issue that 2 people have, especially when there are kids involved. Now, I don't know the ages of his children, but still, there are children involved. You have a son as well. You should just stay away from talking about anybody else's relationship or marriage issues that other people are having. That's a subject that you need to sit down on and just stay there and keep your mouth shut. Zip it. We don't want to hear that from you, all right? Then she has the audacity to get upset with him when he set her straight about talking about his divorce or even bringing it up when he let her know before the show that he didn't want to discuss his divorce. He let you know, Wendy. It seems that Wendy has no intentions of changing her approach in some form or fashion. You see what I'm saying? Don't want to change your whole approach because that is what made you. But with everything that you are about to go through, you should be the last person that wants to ask anybody about their divorce. But anyway, guys, enough of that. Wendy knows she was wrong. She shouldn't have asked that man, and that's just the bottom line. So guys, let's transition to something that I wasn't aware of, and I thought that Wendy was moving a little bit slow in her decision of whether to divorce Calvin. And, just like you may have thought the same thing, that she was just dragging her feet at the thought of divorcing her husband of 22 years. But TMZ is reporting a different story. This story shows that Wendy Williams was ahead of the game and that she was making plans to divorce Calvin even when we thought that she wasn't. So let's run to these receipts and read what TMZ had to say. Wendy Williams is taking several steps professionally and personally to erase her estranged husband from her life, and she got the ball rolling even before serving him divorce papers. Sources close to Wendy tell TMZ she's totally cut Kevin Hunter off from her money and has hired a team to ensure all of her finances are secure. We're told she separated their funds and created new accounts, a process that began before she filed for divorce. Wendy's officially locked down her own place in Manhattan as well. Our sources say she signed a lease on her new home a few weeks ago and has already paid rent for the next year. She and Kevin previously lived together at their home in New Jersey. That's where that weird story went down in January when, as we told you, cops conducted a welfare check on Wendy. As for business matters, we're told Wendy waffled over whether to keep a professional relationship with Hunter, but ultimately decided to cut all ties. She's currently looking for a new manager and executive producer. Sources connected to Kevin tell us he hasn't received any money from the show following his departure, not yet. We're told he's known as a pretty savvy business guy, so show execs fully expect he'll insist on some kind of exit package. As we reported, Wendy talked about her new life on her show shortly after her divorce filing. Obviously, Kevin is not a part of her plans. All right. So guys, let me bring this to your attention. This is just something that I've been thinking about. I don't know if you guys will agree, but in my estimation, I feel that Wendy Williams knew about Sharina Hudson being the side chick all along. And to some degree, she alluded to that, but still, I think that she was okay with it. I think that there were rules and stipulations set for Calvin if he was going to have a side chick, and I think he violated those rules. And those rules possibly being, don't buy her a house, don't buy her a car, don't buy her expensive jewelry, do not be taking her on vacations, nothing with my money. But any other things, any other dealings you have, so be it. But the publicity of this story, especially with the Daily News and Page 6, when they started to do their due diligence of an investigation and caught Calvin out with Sharina in expensive cars and wearing expensive clothes, I think that Wendy Williams started to see her own money, her own very own money flash right in front of her eyes, and she looked at it as, wow, I need to wake up. I am being used now. This is not a part of an agreement that I may have had with my husband allegedly, okay? That's where I think the kicker came in. And I also feel this way, family. I think that if this story was not being aggressively followed and Sharina and Calvin had been exposed, who's to say that Wendy Williams wouldn't still be with Calvin to this day? I think the media outlets and all the people that covered this story definitely pushed the button for Wendy to wake up and realize that she needed to get rid of Calvin. But my whole point is Wendy knew about this all along. It took public exposure of her husband doing all of these luxurious things for Sharina for her to make the conscious decision to go ahead and file for divorce. You have to remember that she wrote in her book in 2001 and acknowledged the fact that Calvin was having an affair on her with Sharina. And I'm going to say allegedly because she didn't call Sharina's name, but it was Sharina. But anyway, guys, listen. I'm happy for Wendy. Let her do her thing. Let her get her life back on track. She doesn't need to ask anybody else about their marriage. She needs to stay clear of that. And that's just the bottom line. So drop down in the comments to let a brother know how you feel about today's commentary, okay? If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also share this video. And if you're new here, don't be afraid to subscribe to my channel. And smash that notification bell to be notified of when I drop my next video. Guys, it's been real. Peace.